For him, the scaffolding of space-time is a mode of perception. It's something that exists in our mind, in the way we perceive the world. It is a mental category. It is not an objective space-time scaffolding out there. For him, there is no space-time out there. It's just something that we came up with in order to facilitate our understanding of what's going on. We need to take things apart and spread them in time and space and look at their causal connections in order to be able to tell ourselves a story about what's going on. But this is an artifact of our intellect for Schopenhauer. Out there is only unity, because if there is no objective time and space, then there is no context for one thing to be different from another. For there to be differences, things need to be separated from each other, either in time or in space. But if two things occupy the same volume of space at the same time, then they are not two things, they are only one. So for Schopenhauer, there is only one will, as he says, the one eye of the world that looks out from every living creature. And separation is what we create. Perception for him is the principle of individuation, the principle of making things separate, of taking things apart. But for him, this doesn't have real existence. Quantum mechanics also shows that whatever this something is, it is not matter, because matter does not exist until it's observed. It turns into an epistemic entity, not an ontic entity. In other words, it turns into a abstract wave of probabilities, if one wants to talk about it, which is just our way to describe our knowledge of that thing. It is not that thing. That thing is not probabilities. Probabilities is how we conceptualize our knowledge, our limited knowledge of it. So that's the problem. There is something out there, but it can't be matter. Oh, darn, matter is all there is, so there cannot be something out there. Oh, but there is something out there. And then you get into this drama, you see? Now, there comes Schopenhauer. Matter for him is representation. It's the appearance of something. So yes, matter is only there once it's observed, because it's the appearance of something. You cannot talk about the appearance until something is observed. Otherwise, it doesn't appear. It just is what it is from a first-person perspective. But in addition to representation, in addition to appearance, in addition to matter, there is the will. That would reconcile, would solve the dilemmas of physics. The moment you acknowledge that physics is a science of representation and not of the will, in other words, physics is the science of what is perceived, not of what is felt endogenously. The moment you make that distinction and you accept that there is this something else behind what physics can study, when nobody's looking at the world is will. When we look at it, the will presents itself as representation.